morning, everyone. Welcome to the March Student of the Month. We're very excited to have you this morning, and congratulations to all of our students and their families, and welcome to all the sponsors. At this time, I'd like to bring up Cameron Stevens from Student Venture to lead us in the prayer, and then Mayor Jonathan Ingram to lead us in the pledge.
Would you please stand with me? And that gives me a moment to get a little, finish the bacon I just took a bite of. Forgive me. Let's pray. Father God, we are so grateful for this morning. We thank you, Jesus, for the beautiful day, the weather outside, the coolness of the air. Lord, it just reminds us of your good grace. Lord, we thank you for allowing us to be here this morning to celebrate these students, Lord, and all that they've accomplished. We thank you for their lives and all that they have done to in their work and to serve and to just grow in the people that you've created them to be. Lord, we pray that you would just bless them and honor them, Lord, as they continue to finish that work in this race that you've called them to in their high school career. Lord, as they plan to move beyond school at this point and go into what you've called them to beyond high school. Lord, whether that college, university, trade, military, whatever you have for them, Lord, in all that they do, again, may they seek to honor you by the gifts and talents and abilities that you've given them. Father, we thank you for the parents, the teachers, the coaches, the administrators, the business partners and family in this community, Lord, that have surrounded these kids. We thank you for their life and what they've done to come alongside and encourage and build up these kids. Thank you, Lord, for this morning. We pray, Lord, that you would be with us now as we celebrate their lives. In your name we pray. Amen.
All right, as we do our flag salute today, let's keep in mind that we have 100,000 active military throughout the world right now defending our right to be here to assemble in freedom this morning, and that millions have died in honor of this flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone, again. I'm Mary Walters. I'm the MC of the Student of the Month program, and I welcome you to our March Student of the Month. Sally Myers, our founder of our program, could not be here this morning. Her father's in the hospital, so please keep her and her family in your prayers. So I'm going to share a little bit about the Student of the Month program and the mission and vision statement. The Student of the Month program was founded 26 years ago in Temecula by Sally Myers, owner of Sizzler Restaurants. It expanded to Murrieta in 1995 and then to Lake Elsinore and Paris Menifee. These 4 programs celebrate and honor outstanding students who make a significant difference in their schools and community. The mission statement of the Student of the Month program is to provide local high school recognition program which will acknowledge and honor college-bound senior students for their character, their love of learning, commitment to academics, in addition to their participation in athletics, school activities, community service, or the ability to persevere and overcome difficult life circumstances in a setting that honors God, country, family, community, and free enterprise. I'd like to acknowledge our Student of the Month volunteers. Llewellyn Fickey, I don't think she is here this morning. She is our chair and scholarship application administrator. Jen Pham, she's co-chair. Jerry Selway, scholarship fulfillment from Pacific Western Bank. Karen Paris, who does our publicity. Kim Garcia, who's our accountant. Andrea Conchella, volunteer. Dan Stake, where are you, Dan? Come on over. He's one of our greeters from Alta Pacific Bank. Andy Morris, greeter from Farmers Insurance. Rhonda Levine, stand up, Rhonda, who's our communications and my sidekick. I wouldn't be able to make it without her. Derek Gonzalez, Derek. He's one of our greeters, gift coordinator from Altura Credit Union. Thank you, Derek. Lynn Porter, gift and kind assistant. our Murrieta Valley Unified School District for printing our program, and back in the back, Catherine Pepe, stand up Catherine, who's from Loma Linda University Medical Center. Thank you to all of our volunteers. Could you give them a round of applause? And we'd like to recognize our students this morning. So we'd like the student and the principal to stand when I announce your names. From Murrieta Valley High School, we have student Erica Moe and principal Mark Pettengill. From Vista Murrieta High School, we have student Abigail Murray and principal Mick Wager. From Murrieta Canyon Academy, student Sophia Pitts and principal Martina Beach Hedges. From Springs Charter School, Principal Ben Taylor and student Lauren Mason. From Calvary Christian School, student Haley Eschan and principal Derek Roth. And from Murrieta Mesa High School, student Emily Larson and principal Steve Ellis. At this time, I'd like to introduce Andy Morris to come up and share a few words from the Chamber of Commerce.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Andy. So, I hold lots of jobs, so you'll hear my name a couple times. I'm board vice president for the Elstone Valley Municipal Water District. Obviously, you mentioned Farmers Insurance, but my favorite job of all is I'm chairman of the board for the Murrieta Chamber of Commerce. Almost 1,000 members. We have the most amazing city, the most amazing school district, but today we're here to celebrate some amazing kids that we are just so proud of. What you guys do, we know how hard it is. You know, we've all been there, but you guys have rose above, and we're here today to celebrate you. And what we really hope is that someday you're going to go off. We really want you to come back to this community. That's really our main hope. And what you're going to see here today is that the businesses of this community really are supporting you. And we're just here to congratulate you. And we're looking forward to hearing your stories today. So again, congratulations to you, your parents, and all your teachers and staff that have helped get you here today. Thank you so much.
I'd like to acknowledge some special guests this morning from the Murrieta Valley Unified School District. We have board members Linda Lunn and Ken Dixon. And then from King Law Firm, Sasha Cove. And from the city of Murrieta, Scott There you go. I do that every time, Scott. We'd like to do some special acknowledgments. We'd like to thank Stephen Ashby from Group 1 Production for videotaping today's event. Stephen comes across Ortega Highway every month for this event, so we appreciate you, Stephen. Let's give him a round of applause. We'd like to thank Kim Cothran from Kip Photography, who takes our pictures every month, so thank you, Kip. And to the city of Murrieta, who provides airtime on Time Warner Cable, so you'll be able to see this event. So thank you to City of Murrieta. At this time, I'd like to thank our breakfast sponsors. So there's a whole list. If you look inside the program, you'll be able to see the list of sponsors. We have Dave Robinson from Alpha Banking Company, Derek Gonzalez, Altura Credit Union, Bechet Enterprises, Rosalinda McGregor from Cal State San Marcos, Derek Roth from Calvary Murrieta Christian School, Al Rubio from DCH Honda Auto Group, Malia Ortla from Eastern Municipal Water District, Catherine Pepe from Loma Linda University Medical Center. We have Morris Myers and Mary Lou Dillard from Mount San Jacinto College. Jacqueline Slavin Newberry from Riverside County Office of Education. Sally Myers our sponsor from Sizzler Restaurants, Western Municipal Water District, and Mayor Jonathan Ingram and Mrs. Melody Ingram. So let's give a round of applause to our breakfast sponsors. So as a Student of the Month students, now you're in a small group of about 10 students from your school in competition for Student of the Year. And so you'll be invited here very shortly to complete a scholarship application for the Student of the Year. And you will compete against only the students from your school. And that Student of the Year breakfast is coming up very quickly in May. And so with that comes scholarships. And so we have our Student of the Year scholarship sponsors, and that's Nancy Condi and Sal Mendez from Abbott, Dave Robinson from Alpha Banking Company, Dan Stake from Alta Pacific Bank, David Bechet from Bechet Enterprises, Mr. and Mrs. Ken Dixon, Andy Morris from Elsinore Valley Municipal Water District, Mr. and Mrs. Pat Kelly, Catherine Pepe from Loma Linda University Medical Center, Morris Myers and Mary Lou Dillard from Mount San Jacinto College, Robin Chris from RC Grading, Armando Martinez and Nick, from Rotary Club of Murrieta, Nicole Farnham from Southwest Healthcare Systems, and the City of Murrieta. So you can see there are a lot of scholarship sponsors. So let's give them a round of applause. And then with that, every month our students get a backpack, and you'll see that on the way out, with all sorts of gifts. And so we do have gift sponsors to recognize. So we have the City of Murrieta, who provides a backpack. We have Celine LaPont from Murrieta Family YMCA. We have Elsinore Valley Municipal Water District. We have Jeff Kurtz here from Promenade Temecula. We have Save the Animals. We have a gift certificate from Sizzler. You're going to see there's all sorts of places to go eat. A gift certificate from Richie's Diners, Texas Roadhouse, Altura Credit Union, Mulligan Family Fun Center, Bechet Enterprises for Corner Bakery, Jersey Mike's, Temecula Olive Oil Company, Western Municipal Water District, Which Superior Sandwiches, Rancho Water District. So let's give a round of applause to our gift sponsors. And students, you'll be able to go out with your family quite a bit in the next month or so. And we have some additional Student of the Year gift sponsors: Barnes & Noble of Temecula, Loma Linda University Medical Center, Costco, and the Murrieta Chamber of Commerce. So the entire list of Student of the Month sponsors are in your program, so that way you can see the entire list. Now we're going to get to the most important part of our program, the student presentations. You will hear examples of character, college choice, and future plans. The students will share their heartfelt stories with you today. You'll quickly understand why they are chosen as Students of the Month. Remember, schools, your time limit is 5 minutes. I have to keep reminding them because we go long sometimes. So principal has a minute, student will share for 2.5 minutes, the teacher has a minute, and the family has a minute. And you're all going to stand closely together. And so the principal will be in the middle, you'll have staff on this side, student and family on this side. And so Stephen will give you a signal if you are standing too far apart, right, Stephen? And so students, when you come forward, please bring your family and guests with you. Guests, save a dry corner of your napkins for the heartfelt stories. Students, try to relax and speak clearly into the microphone, and then please stand close together. So with that, we are going to begin with Murrieta Valley High School Principal Mark Pettingell and student Erica Moe.
There you go. We've got the extended family this morning. Okay. Good morning. I'm proud to introduce Murrieta Valley High School's Sizzler Student of the Month for March. Erica Moe is a great example of our school motto to do things the right way with respect, integrity, teamwork, and excellence. Erica has lived in Murrieta for her entire life. She is a full IB diploma student who is ranked 5th in her class. At Murrieta Valley High School, she has played tennis for 2 years, been in choir for 2 years. She is an officer in the IB Club. She coordinates our tutoring program for CSF and is involved in the National Honor Society. She was painfully shy when she came to Murrieta Valley High School as a freshman. Before she came to high school, she was told by older students that to succeed in high school, you cannot procrastinate. This has stayed with her and helped her to excel. She says that being in the IB program has helped her to persevere. She has worked with a program to teach Spanish after school to students at Cole Canyon Elementary School. In her free time, she obsessively trains at LA Fitness. She's a little type A. Her family is so very important to her. She is excited for her 8th grade sister Casey, who's here, to have the same experiences that she has had at Murrieta Valley High School. She spends her Sunday volunteering at Petco, working with cats, and then goes to spend time with her really cool grandparents who live in Murrieta down the street from me. Mrs. Inouye says, Mrs. Inouye is Erica's English teacher, says that Erica is a phenomenal student. She is the queen of organization and will ask for assignments and due dates ahead of schedule, as in whole units ahead of schedule. She is not just organized, but has amazing depth and insight in all she completes. And she is thorough, putting forth 110% always. And if for some reason she does not meet her own expectations, Erica is so dedicated she will work and work and work until she is successful. That is the kind of passion and energy that will make her successful in life. I am proud to introduce the Murrieta Valley High School Student of the Month, Erica Moe.
First of all, I would like to thank the sponsors that have made this entire breakfast possible. I'm really grateful for this opportunity to stand in front of you all today. First of all, this is my sister Casey, this is my dad Kevin, this is my mom Kristen, and this is my grandpa Dallas, and this is my grandma Sandy. And then this is Mrs. Fields. I call her Mrs. Fields, but this is Alana Fields. My name is Erica, by the way. I have lived my entire life, as Mr. Pettengill said, in Murrieta, and I could not have had a better experience growing up, to be honest. When I was in 6th grade, or 8th grade even, I would have been absolutely terrified to stand in front of you and talk today. But when I came into high school, I saw all those kids who were seniors with their Letterman jackets and their goals and achievements, and it all really seemed far away. But I knew somehow I wanted that. I wanted to be that person someday that had made it. I couldn't have really anticipated the work that it would take, but I'm finally here. I'm standing in front of you today, and honestly, it's still completely terrifying. I do not dress this nice ever, so this is pretty interesting. It's a good kind of terrifying, though. It's kind of that feeling when you get off a roller coaster and you're filled with adrenaline. I actually like this feeling now. I've had so much support and so many opportunities because of how hard I've worked. Everything I have achieved, I feel I have earned completely and wholeheartedly. I've found love and support with my teachers over the years, and especially in the last few years. I mean, Mrs. Fields, she's the kind of person that you can call up on a Saturday night, and the next Sunday she will sit there in Starbucks while you cry your eyes out talking about all your life's problems, just because she's that kind of person. She's there for you anytime that you need her. I want to thank all my teachers, however, rather than just Mrs. Fields alone, because all of them have had such a significant impact on my life. I want to thank them for the ways that they've shaped me, and I want to tell them how grateful I am for every opportunity that they have given me. I plan to attend UCI and the honors program there, and I know that I will make it and that I will be completely fine because of all the love and support I have backing me at home and at school, whether it's in my teachers' classrooms or at home. I was afraid of airplanes once, but I decided to take some steps and jump along for the ride, and I could not be more fulfilled with the result. There definitely was a lot of turbulence along the way, and I had some physical injuries to overcome, and there have been some stressful and emotional moments where I had to reach out to my teachers and family for help. But we all have our battles, and in the end, I found a commonality in all of us. No matter what situation or obstacle that is thrown at me, if I give it my all and make sure to laugh a lot along the way, in some way or another, my hard work will always pay off. I wanted to thank you all again for this amazing opportunity, and thank you for making this community that I've lived in my whole life the greatest one, in my opinion, on earth.
Beautiful. Okay, so I'm an emotional person. She's already got me going. So, again, I'm Alana Fields, and I am the IB Diploma Coordinator at Murrieta Valley, and I am too a product of Murrieta Valley High School, and so it is an honor to be able to give back to the school that gave so much to me and pass that along. So, Erica is an absolutely amazing young woman. Yes, amazing. She doesn't always believe me, but she is amazing. She has this insatiable curiosity and passion for learning, and it makes me smile thinking of 2 years ago when she was thinking about the IB Diploma program and asking question after question after question of myself, of the students in the program, to see, is this what she wanted to do? And it makes me smile because that curiosity and how insatiable she is, and I am so grateful that she chose to embark on this journey. Erica can be such an expressive person, and in my psychology class that I've had the honor to teach for her for 2 years, you can see that curiosity go across her face in class as we're discussing, and you can see as she's preparing to ask, because she wants to know more. She wants to know why, she wants to know how, and she's not satisfied yet, right? She has more questions, and it's the excitement of learning something new, of learning something more, and then I love to see the joy that goes across her face when she gets something that was challenging her. And just this, oh my gosh, okay, I finally get it. She's so expressive, and I love that she has for her learning. But she also loves a lot of things. She's passionate about a lot of things, and she loves to share that with others. And so I'm really proud. I know that that Mr. Pettengill commented on it, but she was a student who she loves learning language, and she has a huge passion for Spanish. And so she created this 10-week program for Cole Canyon, where she went and taught with another group of students 4th and 5th graders Spanish, just because she wanted to share her love for language for Spanish and share that with the elementary school. So she had to be the person in charge of going and presenting to the Cole Canyon administration, and to do that with such poise and maturity and organization that it's a key demonstration of all the qualities that she has. Erica's hard work and preparation is unparalleled. Absolutely unparalleled. I have never seen somebody work so hard in my entire education career. She has gained the highest respect from not only her teachers, myself, as you heard from Mr. Pettengill, and her teacher, Miss Inouye. All of us as her teachers hold her in the highest regard. But yet, not only us, she has the highest regard of her peers as well. They all recognize the hard work that she puts in every single day. I see her apply that hard work and ethic not only to every class, but every leadership role she has and every personal endeavor she pursues. She is the one who often reminds me of what we're supposed to be doing in IB Club. Are we going to do this today, Mrs. Fields? Yet, Erica is extremely humble. She will probably point out 5, 10 other people who are probably more deserving than she is today, because she sees sometimes all the areas that she's not perfect. Yet, she continues to work hard even when she has those failings. But she has a hard time being able to accept that maybe she is truly as amazing as we all say she is. So Erica, I'd like to give you this little tip, that most people accomplish their dreams not because of raw talent, but because of their hard work. And so you are perfect just the way you are. I couldn't be more proud. You amazing girl.
Morning. My name is Kevin. I'm Erica's dad. First, I'd like to start by thanking Dr. Pettengill and Mrs. Fields and Murrieta Valley Unified School District for nominating Erica for Student of the Month. And also the Chamber for all the support that the Chamber of Commerce, the support that they provide for all the young learners of Murrieta. It's a really awesome thing. Murrieta, my wife and I, Kristen, moved here in 2002 to raise our family, not knowing what we moved here from Northern California, so we didn't know much about Murrieta or the area, but we settled in Murrieta, and it couldn't have been a better choice. Obviously, the community is very strong and very supportive of learners and education. So we really appreciate that. Erica's sorry, I missed my spot here. Erica's is been an amazing child. We've very proud of her and her efforts in school, and sorry, I'm shaking, I'm nervous. That she's done so well in this community and in her education. She's never ever shied away from a challenge in her academics. She, like you heard, she's very determined to do things. One thing that I remember, she adds difficulty to things. If something's too easy, she seems to want to add more. One notable thing is she took AP Calculus A, B, or BC without taking the first year. She skipped the whole year entirely, taking on the challenge to do that coursework without the prerequisites is a true demonstration of just her will to do well. Erica, congratulations on your nominee, and we love you very much.
There you go. That's good. Okay, and we neglected to mention Erica's future plans are to attend UC so, right? And that'll be exciting there. Next up is Vista Murrieta High School's Mick Wager and Abigail Murray.
Check my hair. Okay, we have to come in nice and tight, like we like each other. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, here. Oh, this is awesome. Come. Where's Abby? Hey, you got to come here. Okay. You're Abby? Yeah. Okay. This is a student. Good. Anyway, congratulations to everyone today. It's they want us tighter. They want us tighter. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. There we go. Our student of the month this month, excuse me. Our student of the month is Abby Murray, and she has quietly pursued excellence. She's very unassuming. You wouldn't even know it. She's humble, but she's extremely tough. And I'm going to brag a little bit about her academic accomplishments, even though that's not the only reason that she's here. But that is a very much a highlight. She's currently second in her class of 811 with a GPA of 4.55. That's total weight GPA. She has a ACT score of 34. If you know anything about that, it's super high. 1500 SAT, and was selected as a National Merit Commended Scholar. She's still waiting to hear from a couple schools. One, MIT is a notable, but she has already heard, she's already been offered the Presidential Scholar Award, which is basically a full ride at Montana State University. So yay! Her parents have a place up in Montana. Yeah, everything's coming together. If after this next grading period Abby maintains her number 2 spot, and I'm going to get a little more into this, she'll be our salutatorian. But last year, this says something a little bit about her. Last year she was selected because we have to wait for the second grading period, and then we recalculate and see how it all ends up. But she's up there. Last year when she was selecting her classes, Abby had the opportunity to maybe take one more weighted course, an AP or dual enrollment course, and that would have really put her over the edge and would have basically ensured her spot as a salutatorian. But she chose instead to take Link Crew and become a Link Crew captain, which Link Crew, if you don't know, it helps our freshman students acclimate to high school. They reach out, they mentor the students, and make sure they start off on a good foot. And our Link Crew at Vista Murrieta is incredible, and it's in large part due to our Link Crew captains like Abby. She has taken, in addition to, she didn't take that one course, but she's taken 19 AP and dual enrollment courses, so she's really challenged herself. But it never seemed like it was just to be at the top of her class. She was there and she wanted to be up there, but it wasn't the overall driving thing. She is, I'm sorry, lost my place because I'm just going off script here, which I tend to do. Speaking of giving back, Abby has served on 2 mission trips to Haiti, where she helped build housing and assisted elementary kids there in Haiti. She's also helped our football program by running the sideline video replay system down there. She was the go-to person for that. As a matter of fact, she was down there on the sidelines during football season. I didn't even know what she was doing for a while. Like, why is Abby down here on the sidelines? I don't know. She can go wherever she wants. It doesn't matter. Abby's also a pole vaulter on the track team, and that's something that is scary. So it shows a little bit about her toughness and courage going up on a pole. And I don't know how you do that actually. She's also National Honor Society and part of on the Murrieta Youth Advisory Committee. Every year we have the Scholar Bowl competition, and the other schools do it too, I believe. And we have 64 teams of 4 students, and her team won the championship. Another hooray. They were awesome. She and her 3 friends, which, by the way, they called them, they all come up with a funny name, and the name of her team was Teacher's Kids, because 3 out of the 4 were actually teacher's kids. This is Joe and Lisa Murray are both in the district, and full disclosure, I've Joseph Fisk teacher at her school, and Lisa's over at Dorothy McElhenney. Anyway, I've known them for the last 10 or 11 years or so. My wife and I are friends with them, but that certainly is not why Abby is up here, as you can see. She might be up here despite all that. Anyway, anyway, I watched her growing up from being a little girl. I was going to say baby, but she was probably about 8 years old or so. And she has just always been that quiet kid who just keeps her head down, does what she needs to do, reaches out quietly, helps other people, and just as humble as can be, but just as a super high achiever and just a really neat kid. So I'm proud to know Abby. She exemplifies our motto of class clearly: character, leadership, attitude, scholarship, and service. She has all of those things and more, and I'm proud to call her a Bronco. And I keep saying that, this month's Senior Student of the Month. Yeah, maybe.
Hi, everybody. My name's Abby Murray, and I'm a senior at Vista, obviously. With me today, I have this is my mom, Lisa, and my dad, Joseph. And this is my younger sister, Carly. She's going to be a Bronco next year. And that's my boyfriend, Damien, and obviously Mr. Wager, and my best friend, Mrs. Searle. But before I get started, I just wanted to thank everybody involved with the Student of the Month program for putting on this event, because I know it means a lot to me and the other Student of the Months from my school, and I'm sure the other Student of the Month candidates from the other schools. So I just wanted to thank everybody involved, because it really means a lot to us to be recognized for what we do. And I just wanted to thank Mr. Wager and Mrs. Searle again also, because they're always supporting me, and I'm really glad that they came. So yeah, as Mr. Wager said, I'm currently a link crew captain at my school, which means I'm in charge of a committee of like 20 people, and we plan events for the 9th graders and stuff. And the one that we're doing right now is we have the district Special Olympics at Mesa tomorrow, actually, and so we're going to go out and support with that. We're in charge of student volunteers. I'm also on the track and field team. I do pole vaults, and I'm on the Murrieta Youth Advisory Committee, which is just basically plan events for the youth center in Murrieta. Life on my campus is always very busy, and there's always something going on. As I said, we had Special Olympics tomorrow. Yesterday we had a student leader planned walkout to honor the lives of the 17 kids who were killed in Florida last month, and that was a very emotional event. And I'm lucky to be surrounded by passionate and highly involved student leaders like that every single day. They inspire me to be better, and they're part of the reason that I'm where I am right now, because it's always just very, very inspiring to see what they do. As for college, I am blessed to say that I was just notified last Friday of my scholarship to Montana State. I flew up a couple weeks ago and interviewed for 3 days for it, and I got a letter in the mail on Friday, and so that's been a really good week for me so far. When I go there, I plan to major in civil engineering with bioresources focus, so basically environmental engineering, and then I'm going to go on and get a postgraduate degree and be an engineer, stuff like that, you know. I did go to Haiti for a while, and part of the reason that I'm so involved in this is because of how much I love it there and how much those people there have changed me and have changed my perspective, and I really miss it. So I'm hoping at some point this career is going to bring me back to a place like that where I can go and help and learn from the culture and the people. When I finally do head off to college, I'm going to be taking a lot with me from Vista and from my teachers and from my high school experience overall. I've grown so much in the last 4 years. They can tell you I was a completely different kid coming in than I am now. I'm very happy with the person that I've turned into, and that's all due to my administrators and my teachers and my family and my friends and the people who have been there the whole way to support me. I couldn't have done this without them. I couldn't be close to where I am without their love and support. So I'm really thankful for that. They've taught me so much in the process. The most important thing that I've learned so far is really the value of being a good leader. That's something that I strive to get involved in any situation that I'm put in, anything that I'm involved in. Leadership is really the thing that stands out to me. I really have seen a lot over the last 4 years about what goes into being a good leader and how it's not always the picture-perfect idea of what you would think of, and how the people behind the scenes and just the people with good character can really be the people who stand out in the end. And that's taught me so much. In high school and certainly in life, events are not always going to go as planned, and people are not exactly always the nicest. But leadership is all about overcoming those obstacles and doing all you can in any situation you're in to contribute to the people around you. And that's something that I'm always going to carry with me and that I've learned from the programs that I've been involved in and the people who have stood behind me through this. So I just wanted to thank the sponsors of this amazing program again, and all of the Student of the Month people and all the other nominees here. And just, I hope everybody has an amazing day. Thank you so much.
Hi guys, I'm Miss Searle. I taught Abby in freshman bio, and then as a sophomore she took AP Environmental with me, and since then she's just been kind of visiting and hanging out, and I guess we kind of do yoga club together, but not really. Good morning. It's cool to be here. I always like this event. There's lots of really awesome kids, but I want to talk about my favorite kid, Abby. Teachers aren't supposed to have favorites, but we all know that's not true. So one of my favorite things about Abby since like her first day of freshman year has been just how sarcastic she is and how quick-witted she is, and that is something you don't always expect from a kid that's like going to be the valedictorian, or a close second. She is first loser. She is so well-rounded, and I don't need to list off all the activities. Everyone else has already done that, but she is so busy, and she is so rarely home. I have lunch with Joe every day in the science department, and he's like, well, I saw Abby for 5 minutes yesterday, The coolest thing about her being so busy is that she never has any excuses. She's never like, well, can I just have one more day for my work? Or she's like, yeah, I just didn't do it. You know what I mean? Like, she just is who she is, and she prioritizes well, and she values getting her sleep over getting every single point all the time. environment. I really like that as a teacher. But second to all of that is her intelligence. And, you know, Mick mentioned her amazing scores and all of that, but the thing that is really important to me about how smart Abby is how humble she is about it, and how if you were to just meet her somewhere, you wouldn't necessarily know that she got a 1500 on her SAT. And what she does with her kind of God-given talent here is she shares it with others. She's quick to help people. She is fast to bring everybody along with her as opposed to trying to outshine them. And another thing I really value about Abby is her attitude to always try to understand people. You know, we live in a really politically charged environment, and I hear her having a lot of conversations with kids about like, well, what do you mean by that, and how do you feel about that? And it's interesting to hear her try to understand people as opposed to just like out argue them, and it's something that I really like about her. She's always able to cooperate. As mentioned before, she has had all kinds of opportunities to be the valedictorian and all of that, but she's never been about the competition. She's never wanted to give the speech at graduation, and it's always been instead about her, like what classes can she take where she can learn the most and where she can become the best version of herself as opposed to trying to outcompete everyone else. This is a girl you're going to want to remember her name because you're going to hear about her again in the future. It's Abby Murray, in case you forget. So keep her in mind, and thank you guys for having us this morning.
Thank you.
My daughter's humble, but I'm not. But I was doing okay until he started speaking, and so I should have took a lesson from Erica's dad. I should have brought a fork up here or something to keep me grounded. But I think obviously my whole family's in a position to be thankful for. I mean, there's a long list of sponsors who put on these events, and it's not just monetary. It's there's a lot of hard work that goes into this. I know from having Mark previously as a vice principal and Mick as a principal and Matt Bean, and it's a tough decision when there's 10 kids and there's literally so many amazing kids at Vista and all across our district and our valley here. Especially this class, and Mick being humble himself, and his son is graduating with Abby, and there's lots of kids, administrators' kids, faculty's kids that are graduating with Abby, and they're all amazing. And 2 of them have already been in this room this year, and Dylan and Cassidy Finch, they're the. I mean, let's just be frank about it. They're the reason why it's worth the price of admission to go to a drama presentation at Vista, which is amazing. If you guys have been to those, and so very thankful, extremely thankful for all those people. Extremely thankful to be able to share this in the presence of important people in this community and school board members. Thank you very much. It's a different opportunity to be grateful for things, and my family's extremely grateful. I'm very grateful that this presentation acknowledges the role of our country and our Lord and Savior in the blessings. It's not really achievements, it's blessings from Him. And it's not just the kids, but everybody in this room that get to benefit from that. I had the blessing of having 2 friends up here who Abby has selected to, share this with us. And Mick is a friend and bandmate, by the way.
I didn't want to say that.
And like I said, I'm not humble about it, but that's just an honor. And Leslie Searle, she's been in this room 3 times. This is her 3rd time. I mean, I'm in this room because I'm Abby's dad. And she was my student too, but I get to be here because I'm her dad. To be in this room 3 times, to be selected by the top students ever. As a teacher, that speaks volumes, and I'm lucky to be able to teach with Leslie in the science department. The school, Vista Murrieta, I've worked at a lot of schools, and they're awesome. And we talk about going to Montana all the time, but we will not go until all our kids get to go through Vista Murrieta High School, and Carly's coming up as a freshman. So you got 4 more years, Mick. And so, I mean, it's that type of a school, and it's an extreme blessing to be able to work there. And I think probably the biggest thing that Abby's had to overcome is
She's never been at a school. She was 3 years old when we opened Vista, by the way, and she already knew what her schedule was at that point. So she's lying to you when she tells you that she's changed a lot since then. She hasn't. She's always been an amazing kid, and very honored to be her dad, and very thankful for and very grateful for all the blessings that my family gets to benefit from and to lead us into this room today. And thank you guys. Thanks for putting this on, everyone.
All righty. Awesome. Thank you very much. Well, Abby, if you're not first, you're last. You know that. All right. We welcome up from Murrieta Canyon Academies. Is it Sophia Pitts with Martina Beach Principal? Where are the glasses up there?
Good morning. First, I just want to say, Abby, that I'm just in awe of you that you have the focus of thinking about what your learning is and not about the competition. That is amazing. And I can say that just knowing your dad, that there is a reason why you're up here, and he's an amazing person, and I know he wouldn't think that, but I've met your dad, I know your dad, and I think he's amazing. So there's a reason why you're up here. So I know I got emotional, but I just wanted to say that, Joe. We're here today to honor students, and the greatest thing about we're an alternative ed student in the Murrieta School District, and I just love this because we get to bring up kids that it isn't always about the academics, which is why I'm so in awe of Abby, but it's about just who they are and what they're about. And our student of the month, I just have to say, of all the students of the month that we've had, Sophia was hands down the pick of our staff. And that just shows me that she has such an impact on our staff. And if you know her and if you get to talk with her, you wouldn't think that because she's very humble and quiet. And so it just is amazing that she's had such an impact on our staff, which is not surprising, it's just amazing. Sophia came to us as a junior, and students come to us for different reasons. It's not always due to academic, because she, I just shared with her the other day, she didn't know this, but she's our #1 student in our daily program. In fact, because of that, I have nominated her as our alternative ed student of the year. So she gets to be honored by that. But I just want to share what the teacher said, because that, to me, because they get to spend all day with her, speaks to who she is. And again, when you talk with her, you don't see this, but when you get to spend time with her, you would. So the teacher comments talk about her character, and they say she's hardworking, she's friendly, she's sweet, she's smart, she's dedicated, she's talented, she's determined, she's honest, and she's creative. As I've got to know her over just a little bit, conversations that we've had over the last 2 years, I would need to add that she's quirky, but in all the best ways. All the best ways. I love quirkiness, so she's quirky in all the best ways. She's wise beyond her years. She is not your typical young teenager. She is just smart and just understanding and knowledgeable about things, and I don't know if she understands that people see that in her. She has a brilliant smile when she smiles, which I got to see the other day. She does. See? Just got to bring it out of her. She has a quiet strength, and for everything that she's been through, and I don't want to share that because that's her story, but what she's been through, just who she is now and how she's overcome all of that, just shows what strength she has. And she's amazingly courageous, and again, that goes to who she is. She has so much to offer this world, and I don't know if she knows it, but I know that, like Abby, I think that people will remember her, if you can remember her name, Sophia Pitts, because I do believe that she's going to do amazing things. So I'd like to introduce you to Sophia Pitts.
I'm already going to cry. I'd like to thank all of you for coming here. I'm really bad at public speaking. This is my aunt, Marianne Gallegos, and this is my cousin, Brianna. And my mom couldn't be here because she's in the hospital, but, you know, that's okay. And then my teacher, Mr. Reed, he's the coolest dude I've ever met. And I think I'd like to say, I'm gonna be honest here, I've been through a lot, and I never thought that I would be standing up here in front of 50 people talking about my life and, you know, how great I am. But honestly, I think I can say that I deserve this, and I definitely deserve to be standing up here talking about, you know, everything that I've been through. I have a 4.0 right now, and I haven't really, like, looked into too many colleges, but I've been, you know, thinking about it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go to Paul Mitchell and then probably art school after that. So I 99.9% of my time goes into art. So I stay up until 3 in the morning doing, you know, pictures that nobody will even see. So it's just like, it's just my entire life. I think a life lesson that I've learned throughout the past 4 years is that you really have to be, going into adulthood, you really have to be independent and learn that at the end of the day, like, nobody's really going to be there but yourself. So you really have to count on yourself to get up in the morning and feed yourself, and, you know, just things like that. Like, you have to realize that you're the only person that can help yourself. So, and that's definitely what I've learned from my mom being in the hospital. It really, like, because I had to keep the house functioning and, you know, everything for months at a time. So it was pretty hard, but, you know, here I am. I'm doing it. So I think I really like to help people, and I feel like if I were to ever give back to my community, I feel like I could, you know, just help people in need and just try and help people that have gone through probably as much hurt that I've been through in, you know, the past couple years, because it's been a lot, but, you know, it's okay. I'd like to share a personal story about my grandmother. She passed away just recently, but she probably had the most influence on my life. She really, like, she was probably, like, one of the most intelligent people, like, I've ever met. Like, you could just look at her and just be intimidated, because she was amazing. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. I think when I was about 5, I realized that I had, like, followed in her footsteps artistically, and I realized that this is who I am, this is what I'm gonna do. You know, I am an artist, and I've never really felt more attached to something before than art and her, and how she, you know, had that impact on me. I think by me standing up here and telling you guys this, I think I personally need to, like, live through her talent by putting out my own and showing other people that there's more to life than just, you know, normal things. Like, I look at everything and I just think it's art. Like, everybody to me is just beautiful, and I think that it's important that people see life that way. So I don't know what to talk about. I'd like to thank my sponsors and everybody who came out to support, and thank you all for listening. So
been up here a few times, so super proud of this girl. She's really amazing. I wrote some things, but I don't even know if I need it necessarily. But what she touched on is about the art piece. I don't have her as a student necessarily this year, but remember a lot about last year and being told like, hey, can you come and speak and say some things? I thought about, she has had some struggles, even academics, let's say. So I changed it up a little bit last year with her. She took a psychology class. I don't know if you remember either, but it was online. It wasn't that I was teaching it necessarily, but she did a project at the end, and it was more of like, I don't know, come up with something. And so she did an art piece. I have it on my wall. I was going to bring it this morning, but just a memory I didn't. So I'm sorry because now I'm talking about it, and I should have. But I think she sees the meaning in that too, and it's deeper because she has explanation in her art piece, which some people might just see like, well, it's a Dr. Seuss character with like a brain, and like, what is that? But when she has explanation with it, and passion and all these other things, that's what she has to offer. So some words that were used in the beginning, I totally agree with, but also she's accepting. That's what I see in her most. She's compassionate. She's empathetic. She's totally courageous. And most of all, she's resilient. And that's what I'm going to remember her for, is her resilience. Love you.
Okay, well, I am actually a teacher in this district and Sophie's aunt. Where'd you go? And despite being a teacher, I do not like speaking, but if she can do it, I can do it. I'm here representing my sister because my sister's been very ill the last year and really hasn't, even when she's been home, has been kind of stuck in bed most of the time. And for Sophie, through first losing my father who lived in her home and watching him literally die in front of us, to having my sister then almost die, and then having her grandmother die, she's just experienced so much loss. And it's been really hard on us, and yet her resilience is amazing. I'm not surprised that she's done well academically. She was in my biology class when I was at MV in 9th grade, and then I had environmental science when I was at MCA, and kind of jumped around a bit. I'm now at Mesa, but I would have loved to have her again. She never was the type of student, hey Aunt Mary, what's on that test, you know? No, never like that. But really, to me, what stuck out about her is she's the kind of kid that gravitates towards the student in the class that nobody else wants to talk to. And I think in our society today, that is, to me, the biggest attribute that I want to praise her for. In her art class last year, and we would drive home, we'd have conversations. There was an autistic student, and she happened to tell me that, you know, no one likes him, no one wants to sit by him, so I sit by him, and you know, I like him. And she just, I don't know, there's something in her soul that she doesn't even do it consciously. She just sort of gravitates towards maybe the kids that feel left out, feel marginalized, feel unliked. And, you know, she's kind of the cool girl, and helps bring them in and make them feel loved. And just that kindness, I think, is really so much what we need every day. I see terrible things on the news that kids have done to themselves and others, and we really need more Sophies out there that just, she just doesn't see anything on the outside. She just somehow draws into what's in your heart. I did want to read a quick thing from my sister because she can't be here. She says, as many of you already know, my daughter Sophie is a bright beautiful and talented young lady. And what you may not know is that she worries and fusses about the people that she loves. And I've had some medical difficulties for the past year, and Sophie's lost 2 grandparents. And even with all of that, she's managed to maintain her grades and excel in art in ways we never imagined. So to say that I am proud doesn't begin to describe how much I admire and believe in her. She regularly exceeds my expectations for who I think she will be. For Sophie, the sky's the limit. And, sorry. She says, I love you, baby bird. Way to go.
Okay, to have time to dry your eyes. So we have up next Springs Charter School Principal Ben Taylor and student Lauren Mason.
Scoot a little bit this way. Keep going. All right, thank you. Good morning, everyone. We really appreciate being here. Normally, our school gets 2 slots a year, and we called by our main office for Springs and informed that we got an extra slot, and we were absolutely delighted to be here again. I've heard the word over and over again this morning, blessings and gratitude, and we really feel blessed to be part of this community and part of these schools and really shining a light on wonderful people in our community and in our world. We're a small high school. We have 10 full-time teachers and 2 part-time teachers. So this group of 12 was given the opportunity to select another student of the month. You know how hard it is to get a staff to agree to anything. 12 people with very divergent opinions, and one word came up, Lauren. And so I'm like, cool, that was an easy decision. Let's go. I love it. So I've known Lauren since August, and I would describe her as bright and bubbly and positive and an incredibly friendly smile. So where is she? There she is. Sorry. So one of those things is a principal where I think you draw energy from students after long days, and Lauren is one of those people that I see in the hall and I feel more energetic. My step goes a little bit quicker after interacting with Lauren, so I really appreciate her as a student at our campus. She exudes energy. She has an incredible appetite for learning and challenges. And she's well-rounded with an interest both in the arts and the tech field. So she volunteers at Shakespeare in the Vine for the artistic side of her personality. And she's part of our Cyborg Zombies group that engineers robots for competition. So pretty cool personality to have both of those in your life. So she's taken all the AP courses and honor courses that we offer at our school. She's completed a couple outside internships, so she's got some real-world experience behind her now as she moves on to college. And she's completed 2 CT pathways, so she has a lot of well-rounded background and ready to jump into the world and make a difference in this world. In the future, she hopes for a bachelor's degree both in computer science and child development. And what I loved about that is most of us adults know that people usually either go hard sciences or tech or arts or child development, and they choose a path. And it's neat to hear Lauren say that she wants both of those paths. It's really creative, and it should be an interesting way to serve our world. So we really appreciate Lauren being here, and thanks for being such a great student at our school. So thank you.
This is my first time public speaking, so if I start saying a lot, I'm sorry. First I want to say, thank you. First I want to say thank you to all the sponsors, and congratulations to the rest of the other students of the month. I don't have anything planned, so I'm just going to do my best here. So growing up, school was never easy for me. I never talked much. I was never really the one that was called popular, but like my first best friend was being bullied, and so I took it upon myself to say, hey, leave her alone. She's just moved here, she's new, give her a chance. And that's how I made my first best friend, and ever since then I've been trying to incorporate the people who weren't always popular So like, I try to include everyone. I try to be bubbly and happy to everyone. So I don't really know why I'm the student of the month. There's so many other students at my school who excel a lot more than I do, but I'm really thankful to be here. A little bit about my college goals, like Dr. Taylor said, I plan to go to MSJC to get an associate's degree in computer science, because I've always loved helping people with technology. Like my grandparents, they often ask for help. They're always like, Lauren, can you help me with this, help me with that? So yeah, it's really fun for me. It feels like I'm actually helping people, and I like doing that. Also, I wanted to do an associate's degree in child development. I know it's two opposite ends of the field, but I took a CTE path in child development my sophomore year, and I enjoyed it. I loved learning about how the children's minds work. It's always been kind of an interest for me. I was always the cousin who would look after little ones. So it was always fun for me to daycare, I guess. After MSJC, I plan to apply to a couple of schools, mainly LSU, which is where my grandparents attended and graduated from. I also want to try UCI, mainly because, like Dr. Taylor said, I wanted to do technology. My current school life is I'm taking the max amount of classes a student can take my senior year. And growing up, you always heard, senior year's your easiest year. It's not. Taking 8 courses and then having an internship and then helping out at Shakespeare in the Vines has been kind of rough. I mean, I come home late at night sometimes, which gives me a lot less time to do homework. But I try to keep current with most of my studies. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Hi, I'm Cynthia. I'm Lauren's mom. Like her, I didn't plan for this. I wasn't expecting to stand up here and talk. I just recently graduated from University of Phoenix, literally last month, with honors, which I never thought I could do. Anyway, going back to her, she is an amazing person. She, as a child, she would argue with my cousin that saying there was a horse. It was actually, she said it was a cow, and back and forth. And they would finally, and Lauren goes, my cousin would say, no, Lauren, that's a horse. She goes, no, it's a cow. So anyway, she was that kind of person. She's a person that is a well-rounded person, and she's humble, and she's respects others, and I'm really proud of her, and I couldn't be more proud when I heard that she was a student of the month. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Lauren's world language teacher, and it's just been a delight to watch her grow and blossom over the last 4 years. Lauren stands out to me because she just exhibits a lot of maturity and conducts herself with a high level of professionalism. As a high school student, she's really done a lot of research and investigation into career pathways and putting a lot of time into developing her skills and things that will really carry her far in life. So that's what has stood out to me, is that she's really done so many things within our community and with our school. She's a bright spot in our school, and congratulations, Lauren. I'm really happy to be acknowledging all that you've accomplished this morning.
All right, up next we have Haley and Mr. Roth from Calvary Christian.
Are you okay with the tape?
There's no tape anymore.
Oh, how great is that? When did we upgrade? Really? Where have I been? Oh, man. This used to be the time where I could wipe my tears and I could cry, and oh, man, no tape anymore. All right. Are we all tight? Let's get everybody nice and tight here. That's great. Sorry about my shoulders. All right, here we go. Hey, my name is Derek Roth. I'm the principal at Calvary Murrieta Christian School, and it is a blessing to be here. This This is that event, though, where it's the time of year where I start recognizing that I hate this event and I love it at the same time, because we're recognizing all of these students who are leaving us. And I'm like, okay, I know the 80-20 principle, right? The idea that 20% of the people do 80% of the work. And we're recognizing that 20% and they're leaving. What are we going to do next year, right? Who's going to be our Haley Ekins? And thankfully, Haley's done an amazing job of raising up leaders in our school. And really, that's who she is. She is a leader. And we've talked a lot about leadership today. But for our school, Haley has done an amazing job of showing what a strong leader should be like. And leading from a point where it's not only the idea of bringing others around you, but bringing those others that are around you up to a higher level. I ask, as I do with all of our students who are Student of the Month, what their favorite Bible verse is. And when I saw what she gave us, I was like, that is a great verse. It's got a lot of meaning, though, and depth. And then I always ask them why. And the why is really cool. But I'm going to read to you what her verse is. You've probably heard it. It was a popular Beatles song, maybe? I can't remember who wrote it, but they took it right from Scripture, and it says here in Ecclesiastes 3, 1 through 8. To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck what is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to gain, a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to sow, a time to keep silent and a time to speak, a time to love, a time to hate, a time of war, a time of peace. And leaders know that. Leaders know that because we have seasons that go through our life, and Haley, I'm sure, will talk about that. The one story I want to share with you guys was our homecoming. So she's the ASB president, amongst all the other things, because, right, she does all the work of the school. But I remember during our calendar meeting that we have the year before to plan for this year. And I saw on the calendar our homecoming. And really, our homecoming is based upon our football game, right? You base that when we can have it, when we can't. And the athletic program is basing on, you don't want to get somebody who's going to kill you at homecoming. So you're trying to figure out who's that guy that we're going to be able to have as our homecoming. And so they planned it out strategically. And the athletic director came to me and said, we're going to have homecoming 4th week of school, something like that. 4th week of school. So we're gonna come and do the biggest event of the school, right, at the beginning of the school. We're gonna do it within 4 weeks. And Haley, great job. You're gonna do amazing. You're gonna raise up the leadership team. You're gonna get all organized, and it's all gonna happen. And I remember thinking, oh Lord, I need to get on my knees right now for Haley, because I don't know how she's gonna do it, and we're talking to our ASB advisor, and he's trying to figure out how he's gonna help her. She did an amazing job. And the Lord empowered her, gave her incredible gifts to be able to raise up and create one of our best homecomings ever. And her leadership impresses me. And I am super sad that she is leaving our school, because she brings so much. And the cool thing is, I'll read to you what she says that verse means to her. It says, knowing there is a set time for everything, knowing bad and good times will occur. Probably bad time was homecoming. But that life brings a sense of comfort. Going through a hard time, there's hope and a promise that good times are coming. Prom. Yeah, it's coming. That good times are coming. Going through a good time is a reminder to grab hold of Christ, not to waste any opportunity that comes across my path, to make the most of everything and prepare for trials to come while still focusing on pursuing Christ. This verse literally is a promise that there will be a time for everything, but time does not last forever, and life keeps moving. New phases of life will occur, so we have to grab hold of any opportunities that God brings us into our lives. It's the good and the bad. And she is an amazing young lady. We're going to miss her tremendously. And I'm going to turn it over to our Student of the Month, Haley Etkin. So proud of you.
Thank you. It's going to go a little lower. Okay. Hi guys, I'm Haley Etkin, and then I just want to start off by introducing my principal, Mr. Roth, my mom, Amy, and then my teacher, who I also consider a friend, Ms. Proxmeyer. I also want to start off by thanking everyone, all the sponsors and everyone here supporting this event. Congratulations to all the students. We all know how hard high school is, and it's almost over, so congratulations to you guys as well. I don't know how I can follow that, but I also want to thank, of course, Christ. I've grown up in a Christian home, Christian community. I haven't really had to face a lot of hard trials, but something I did have to face was the result of my own fault, my own downfall. I fell into sin, temptation, lies, and I became a person who I didn't really recognize. And this wasn't way in the past. This was just last year, 2 years ago. I'm saying a lot. My mom's probably counting all the M's. My entire life, like I said, Christian home, the focus in our household was always focus on others, not yourself. And that one time I fell and I was not the person I recognized. I was only focused on myself, and I realized once everything happened, I took a step back and I realized how many people I really did hurt and how easy it was to fall into temptation and everything that wasn't who I really was. And then once I got back on my feet, which was really hard, but I thankfully did, thanks to the support of my family, friends, teachers, mentors, I got back on my feet and I realized, what am I doing with my life? College is coming up. I don't know what I'm doing. We all know that struggle, right? What's happening next? My entire life consisted of straight A's, leadership positions, high expectations, all the stereotypical traits that we all know. But none of that really mattered to me anymore. Of course it did. I need straight A's to get through college and everything. But what really mattered was I needed to focus on others and make sure I did everything in my ability to help as many people as I could. And being in those leadership positions, yes, it looks great on college applications, but the real point of it was how many people can I impact? How many people can I help? One of the quotes I live by is, success isn't about what you accomplish in life, it's what you do to help others and what you inspire others to do. And so a big part of my life, I have a lot of interests, which has been an issue in picking a major, but a big part of my life has been mission trips. I've been to Skid Row a couple times, Belize, Mexico. I'm planning a trip to Tanzania soon to go across seas to help kids as well. That's just been a huge part of my life. And so when I do attend Seattle Pacific University, which is going to be far away, but I will keep coming back to visit, when I do attend, I will hopefully be studying global development studies, which is hopefully will provide many opportunities to go around the world, travel, learn about other cultures, other people, other businesses and teaching me kind of how to help other people as well, not just in our country, but others as well. Ronald Reagan once said, "We can't help everyone, but everyone can help someone." And that has really stuck in my mind. I am not naive. I know I can't help everyone in the world, but I do know that I am capable of helping someone. And so are all of us. And so a big inspiration this year, especially at the beginning of this year, me and a friend, close friend, started first of all, it was started as a movement on social media, just a positivity movement called Spark, spreading positivity and real kindness, genuine kindness. We didn't know what the R should stand for, so we just kind of put real kindness. But genuine kindness, But they started off as just a social media movement instead of everyone focusing on the negativity and, all the news stories or all the negative things happening. And so we were all well, let's just start a small movement,
to bring positivity, and then it started to become so much more, and we saw so many opportunities around us to help others. And it was my idea, but it was also like the support of so many other people, so many other ideas. I couldn't have done it without the support of family and friends. And now we actually just got finished raising money for a 4-year-old named Zane. He has hydrocephalus, cerebral palsy, epilepsy, all the medical issues you could ever think of. He's had 9 brain surgeries, and he can't walk. And so his family used to live in Murrieta. They actually, his mom used to go to Calvary, and they moved to Arizona. But we got in contact with them, and we were like, how can we help? What can we do to help you? And they were like, well, there's a surgery that can help him walk, but only 2 surgeons in the whole nation does it. And so we're going to have to have travel expenses. The surgery's expensive. It's an experimental surgery. We're not sure if he's going to be able to do it. And we're like, okay, we will do our best to help you. I was thinking we'll raise $200 maybe for travel expenses, you know? But with the support of so many others and my friends' help and my family's help, we ended up raising a little over $950 for the family. And so that was a huge blessing, not only in my life, but just to be able to help others in that area. Finances have never been my strong suit. I'm not really good with money at all. But so I never really imagined helping someone in that way. Like I said, mission trips. I had to pay for my trip, but then I would be able to do physical labor to help them. So I never really imagined living a life where I could help people financially as well, and that kind of opened up the eyes to so many other opportunities. And my life verse says, Ecclesiastes, there's a time for everything, so even a time to deal with finances. So there's a time for everything, and I live my entire life by that one, and also Matthew 25, where it's help everyone. If you help others, you're helping Christ, and it's just a whole mindset that I try to live my life by instead of focusing on myself, because once I did focus on myself, I fell into that hard place where I didn't really recognize myself, and so that's what really my entire life has been focused on, especially recently. But again, I wouldn't have been able to do it without the support and family of my friends and mentors, and I just want to thank them again, and thank you again for the sponsors putting on this event. I pray you guys all have a great day. Thank you.
Those are so hard to follow. So I've known Haley for 3 years, but this is my first year having her as a student. And so I have her in AP US Government and Economics. So we're working on those finances. But when I thought about what I wanted to say, honestly, I want to be Haley when I grow up. That's who I think of.
That's what I was going to say.
No, I stole it. Everybody's just saying the same things because she's so wonderful. So a lot of times in class, I'll ask them a loaded question to lead them to what we're going to discuss for the day and things like that. And so one of the very first weeks of economics, I asked them, we were learning this concept of insatiability and scarcity, this idea that we want everything, but we have limited resources, whether that's time or energy or all sorts of things like that. And so I was like, okay, you guys have to get out a piece of paper and you have 1 minute to write down everything you could ever want in life. And obviously, the idea was that a minute would never be long enough. That list goes on forever. And she was done in 10 seconds. And I'm like, but Haley, what about all these other things? She's like, no, I only need these, just bare necessities. And I'm like, oh my gosh, nobody can be that selfless. And so throughout the year, though, all of her answers have always been the same. And so she's no longer allowed to participate in my examples because she ruins all the examples because she's like, no, we're good right where we're at. But yeah, I always give her a hard time. But honestly, that's who she is. And I know Mr. Roth has said that, and she's talked a little bit about it as well. But honestly, she's the most selfless person that I've ever met. She teaches me, I think, as much as I get to teach her. Everything that you see done at school, she is pretty much the one doing it, probably. She runs our ASB. She's ASB president, so she runs the dances and all the events and the pep rallies. She's in National Honor Society. She's a 2-sport athlete. She's in AP classes. I mean, the list just goes on. She helps plan junior high, or she coaches junior high basketball. She hangs out in my room every day after lunch, and she'll be like, what are you doing today? I'm like, oh, I'm going to go home, make dinner, relax. And she's like, oh, I'm going to do these 12 other things throughout the day. And she's just so busy, and it's so cool to see because a lot of it, like she was saying, it's not about her. It's always just about giving back to others. And that's what I love about Haley. Her leadership is just incredible. And that whole idea of not being in the competition just to compete,
I love that, what you guys were saying earlier, because Haley is that way as well. She goes on every local outreach and missions program that she has. She helps direct them and lead them and participates in them. And her heart is just so big that I learn from her every day. As I'm teaching econ, and I'm like, we're all just greedy. And she's like, no, like, so she teaches me. But anyway, so this school year, just in January, she started her Spark program, which was really cool. And she already talked about it, but they raised over almost $1,000. She sold Jamba Juice cards. She did yard sales. She sold T-shirts on campus. Yesterday, we did like a National Spark Day for Spirit Week, and all the first blocks like did something kind for the school and like competed to like help spread kindness around the campus. And so it was really cool. She's starting a movement that I am just so glad to be a part of. So like Mr. Roth was saying, we're really sad that our seniors are leaving. We're going to really miss you, Haley, and I've been honored to have you this year.
Okay, wow. I didn't write anything because every time I tried to write something, it just was never enough. Her dad and I could not be more proud of who she has become. I am honored because I've gotten to watch her grow up from day one, and she just amazes me every day. Even in her downfalls, she just is an inspiration. Like she said, I want to be Haley when I grow up. I just couldn't. It's an absolute honor to be her mother and to watch her grow up, and just to know that whatever she does, wherever she goes, she's going to be okay. The kid's been an adult since she was 8. She just takes care of everybody and in her life, and everyone who knows her is just blessed, and I am 10 times blessed over, and I just love you, and I'm so proud of you. Thank you.
Next up, we've got Murrieta Mesa High School and Steve Ellis, principal.
You're right there. You're in close. I love this morning. Thank you. Except for that, I get some allergy attacks. My eyes water a little bit. But other than that, I love it. And as a father of just daughters, what a great morning to see this example. So thank you to the students and to Emily that you're going to meet. What an amazing example. I just want to thank my daughters. May never meet you, but thank you. Sophia, you said something you probably think is just insignificant, but you said something that just struck me that I'm going to go home and preach to my daughters, which is simply, here I am, I'm doing it. Man, if I could get kids just to embrace that, that's a win in education, so great job. All right, I got a script, Mary, I'll get to it. Good morning, my name is Steve Ellis, and I'm the principal at Murrieta Mesa High School, where I'm privileged to get to work with incredible students like the young woman you're about to meet. Also, I get to attend this incredible event. I'd like to start by thanking Sally, Jennifer, Llewellyn, I don't think any of them are here today, and all the other sponsors for making this such a great event in our community. I'd also like to thank and congratulate all the other students, but your families and your educators that are here with you as well. It does take a team for this to happen. This morning, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Murrieta Mesa's Senior of the Month for March, Emily Larson. First, I'm going to go through quickly her profile or resume that might sound on the surface why she's here. Emily's an incredibly strong student, a 4.4 GPA, taking all these crazy classes that I've never even heard of. She's currently ranked 4th out of 550 plus students in her class. She's in NHS. She's the president of NHS this year. She's in CSF. She's been involved in our student leadership for 3 years. She's co-founder and co-president of a club on campus called Politically Minded Students, where students gather at lunch and have mature political discussions. Yes, us adults could learn something from that. Emily is also in her 3rd year with Model United Nations, where this year she serves as Deputy Secretary General, correct? Yeah. Which means Vice President. Emily's been recognized at other MUN conferences throughout when they go to different schools, received the Best Delegate Award. She was instrumental in having our own initial MUN conference at Mesa last year, and they're doing another one this year. She's held down a part-time job. She volunteers every day and drives one of our special needs students home. She's been recognized by her teachers before today, earning 5 different awards, or our Pride Awards, 4 different Teacher of the not teacher, you're not the teacher, Student of the Month for the department awards. She's coordinated efforts between NHS and the City of Murrieta to help with City of Murrieta cleanup days. It's a long list. I'm sorry, I'm going quickly. She's heavily involved in our ASL show. If you made it out to Beauty and the Beast, which by the way was the best high school program I've ever seen in my years in education, you probably saw Emily there, not acting, singing, or dancing, but interpreting up there in the front for our deaf community. Almost every night, I think, of the show. And speaking of Scholar Bowl, today is our finals, and she's on a team that is in the championship today. So clearly you've heard why Emily deserves to be here this morning. However, that impressive resume is not why Mesa staff selects these seniors to be recognized. Emily was selected because of how she stands out to our staff. Emily's described by our staff as being engaged in the learning process, participating, paying attention to what others have to say, and finding ways to provide positive feedback to others who may not even share her opinion. Several of her teachers commented that Emily raises the level of the class as well as their teaching because of how much she values her education. One teacher mentioned that while it's easy for a teacher to say they love having Emily in class, the thing that stood out to them was that other students say they want to be in class with Emily. Another staff member mentioned to me that Emily is a calming force on campus. Other students are very well aware of her crazy schedule, her crazy class schedule and class load, but they flock to her because she's always calm, positive, and encouraging. And today's pressure for our top students, Emily, probably without even knowing it, is a positive leader, letting the kids know that we got this, we can do this. Getting to know her personally, Emily is the epitome of respect, humbleness, and gratitude, and overall just amazingness. That's a good word. She has clearly found her voice, knows how to use it, and I know that she will change the world. It is clear from the nominations I received from staff and my own insight into Emily that we believe Emily embodies Mesa pride, purpose, responsibility, integrity, duty, and excellence. And with that, it is my pleasure to introduce Emily Larson.
Thank you. I'm happy to be closing out this amazing event. It's a great honor. So good morning. I'm Emily Larson, and I'm from Murrieta Mesa. It is with great honor that I'm representing Murrieta Mesa today. I have brought my mom and dad, whose unwavering support in all my endeavors has been so vital to my success throughout my high school career. Additionally, I have brought my English teacher, Mrs. Smith, who I've had for sophomore and senior year this year. She is truly a beam of sunshine and has made my life so joyous inside and outside of the classroom. Thank you for being by my side today. My dream is to one day run for public office, preferably the Senate, to pursue my passion of helping to change the lives of others for the better. I am fascinated with politics, and every day I dream to attend college, hopefully UC Berkeley, we'll see when acceptances come out, to pursue this area of study. I feel as though my high school experience is the reason I am able to feel so confident in myself to pursue a career in the political arena. Freshman year, I arrived from a different district, and on the first day, I knew absolutely no one. At first, I felt completely discouraged, and at any other high school, this feeling might have lingered. However, the atmosphere on campus was so inviting, and every day I felt as though it welcomed me to stretch the bounds of myself to get me out of my shell and out into the world. I was exposed to the realm of leadership, challenging academics, opportunities to speak my mind, and to actively participate in a school with which I had originally no connection. The change in my character from 9th to 12th grade has truly been eye-opening. I feel it has shown what a positive impact getting involved in your school can have. It is important to make something of your time there. My trials and tribulations have molded me into a self-assured and versatile individual, and I feel I am ready to take on the world with an open mind and an open heart. These experiences instilled me with the necessary tools that will guide me in the pursuit of my dreams. I want to thank the Murrieta School District as well as the Chamber of Commerce for sponsoring this event and providing me the opportunity to share my story. Thank you. I would now like to introduce Mrs. Smith.
Ray of Sunshine is really amazing descriptions, by the way. Thank you. And I want to also say that Mr. Ellis did say Beauty and the Beast was our best show, but he was in it. He played a cleaver, and he danced, and it was quite spectacular. So you might be a little biased there. Okay. I can't even tell you what an honor it is to stand up here and talk about this beautiful girl inside and out. I wrote in my notes, which I said I wasn't going to look at, that this girl sparkles with curiosity. She is wonder personified. When you have AP students, sometimes you get what I call grade grubbers. They're just like, how many points? How many points? What is going on? And Emily is just an individual who is so curious and who wants to know. When we're in student groups discussing, Emily's group is never done. I'll say, you guys done discussing? No, give us 5 more minutes. And they're talking about things like, is Hamlet playing mentally ill, or is he really mentally ill, and what are his motives? Is Frankenstein a monster, or is his creature the monster? Who's the real monster here? And then the issues of social justice that she cares about so much. She is not polarizing. She's a listener, and she is a person who people love to be around and work with because she is open-minded and asks those questions. I've heard it all day long. These students all have something in common. They're humble. They are not in it for the points, the resume, the grades, the application, and they just love to learn, and it's such an honor to be here for her. So thank you, Emily. And this is her mom.
Good morning. I'm Kim Timberlake. I'm Emily's mom. Please forgive me for reading directly from my notes. I have had fits of unexpected emotions lately as I think about letting my little girl go off to college. First, let me extend my appreciation to all of you for honoring our daughter with this important recognition. Our family has been fortunate enough to be a part of the Murrieta Unified School District and the Mesa family. We are grateful to Mr. Ellis, Mrs. Smith, and the staff at Murrieta Mesa High School for all the gifts they have bestowed upon our children over the years. Thank you to the sponsors here today and for your contributions in creating avenues like these to reward students. Emily has been easy since the day she was born. In fact, initially her dad and I mistakenly thought we had parenting all figured out until we realized it was all her. Even before she could read, she used to sit on the floor for hours on end flipping through books. It was as if she couldn't get enough. At first, she talked of becoming a writer, and then she discovered the news. Since then, she's been obsessed with current events and the world around her. Emily is a deep thinker, sometimes shy, but introspective. She is smart, thoughtful, pragmatic, and has always been mature beyond her years. Her kindergarten teachers even remarked that she had an amazingly long fuse, unique at such a young age. All these qualities make her well-suited for a public service. We are lucky to have such a hardworking, socially aware, and considerate daughter. It is thrilling to see her blossom and come into her own. We're excited for the next chapter she's facing in her life, college, and hopefully an eventual career in politics. We couldn't be prouder of her accomplishments and will struggle when we have to send her off into the world. Though she'll be just fine. Through her experiences, opportunities, and her wonderful education, she has all the right stuff. She is prepared with all the necessary elements to be successful, and we wish her all the happiness life has to offer. Thank you for the opportunity to celebrate Emily.
All right, thank you very much. And I'll turn it back over to Mary now.
See, I told you it would be amazing and you'd need a napkin, didn't you? Yes. And to Joe, Lisa, and Mary Ann, it's difficult being up here as a parent, isn't it? Yes, yes, I've done that before, so it's nice to be not the parent. So at this time, I'd like to have our dignitaries line up over on the side. We have Scott Agajanian from the city of Murrieta, Brenda Denstedt from Congressman Ken Calvert's office, John Hunneman from Senator Jeff Stone's office, Samantha Stillwell from Assemblywoman Melissa Melendez's office, Jacqueline Slavin Newberry from Riverside County Office of Education, Robin Rhodes from Supervisor Chuck Washington's office, and Ken Dixon, board member of the Murrieta Valley Unified School District. Before I turn it over to them, I'm going to show you students some homework that you have to do. So we have created a whole bunch of thank you notes, so that way you can write thank you notes to all of the sponsors, because those thank you notes are very important to us as sponsors, because that keeps us giving to the Student of the Month program. And we have, and I forgot to bring it today, but we have gotten over the last couple of months some amazing thank you notes that are printed with photos and just amazing. And I tell you what, that is just so inspiring getting those from the students. So at this time, I will turn it over to our dignitaries.
Good morning, everyone, students, staff, teachers, and parents. My name is Nairobi. I'm not Robin, but I'm here on behalf of Supervisor Chuck Washington's office of Riverside County to present you with this lovely certificate, just to tell you that we appreciate you and we love you. I appreciate the fact that you refuse to fall victim to your circumstances. And I cried, I was bawling my eyes out, hopefully you didn't see me. But hearing your stories, hearing your strength, your resilience was really, really encouraging for me and inspiring. I want to be you when I grow up, you see? But also I want to remind you that, people always say, the sky's the limit, sky's the limit. But for you, there is no limit. And I look forward to seeing how far you go, because we follow, we watch you. But also, one more tip, that it's not about what you know, but who you know. And I don't know if you noticed, but the mayor was here, and there are members of the Board of Commerce. There's representatives from the school districts are here, so make those connections, people. But it's, again, so happy to be here, and I'm so proud of each and every one of you. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm John Hunneman, representing State Senator Jeff Stone, who is in Sacramento undergoing his own version of March Madness this morning. Congratulations to all. It was the Birds who sang "Turn, Turn, Turn." Back in the day when I was a DJ playing Stacks of Wax and the Platters of Matter, we used to play "Turn, Turn, Turn" on KRTM radio in Temecula. Having had two boys go through Murrieta schools, from Baja to Chavela to Murrieta Valley, which was the only high school at the time, class of 1996. My baby's going to be 40 this year. He's middle-aged, and class of 2008, and seeing the growth and the development of this community, and especially hearing the appreciation that you all seem to have for that, and rightfully so, that the school district and the schools in the valley have done just a terrific job. And when we moved here, there was one school, and now there's a bunch of them. I do have a pole vaulting story, Abby. A friend of ours' son went to Murrieta Valley High School, and as a junior, his name is Miles, I won't give you his last name, in the early 2000s, and went out for the track team, had never pole vaulted before. One of his early meets of the season, he jumps and breaks the county record. He never jumped that high again. Never even came close, but someone from the Air Force heard about him breaking the county record. And he ended up getting a full ride to the Air Force Academy. He's a major right now, flying C-140s. So pole vaulting can take you places. Again, we have the certificate from Senator Stone. Congratulations to all and good luck.
So, good morning, everyone. I want to say hello to all the honored students and you other people. Really quick, I thought it was a really special group of 6 young women that got awards today, and what I learned from it is that the boys need to step up their game, because they're obviously not competing with these girls. So, I wanted to say a quick note to Erica, and actually to each of you, but Erica, you're going to have to get used to dressing that nice a lot, because you're a leader, you're a professional, and you're going to be stuck dressing like that. Trust me. I hate it. We all hate it. Nobody likes being a grown-up, but you're going to be stuck with that. Abby, you might be too brilliant. I'm a little worried about you. You are so smart. I could take the SATs 3 times, and I probably did, and not add up to total what you scored in once. So stop being so darn smart. Sophia, there's so much about you that I find interesting. The fact that you're good to other people, that you're strong, you overcome so much, you're a 4.0 student, you're so artistic, but you got to go to bed. 3 a.m., I constantly tell my kids, look, it's 11, you got to go to sleep. You're up at 3. I mean, when are you sleeping? Come on. Lauren, so Lauren, you are just the definition. I can't make a joke about you. You're the definition of a good person. You are just so kind and good that I walked away, or was sitting, but I walked away from it just thinking, I wish my kids could be more like you. You're just exceptional. But Haley, for you, I watched you speak up here. You are a great speaker. You're a leader. Don't anybody throw anything at me. You are a future politician, but like a good one. Not because you have this theme of helping other people and you really care about others and the way people gravitate towards you, you were really going somewhere. And Emily, I think you're a politician too, but where's Emily? I think you might be the president. All right? And here's why. Because not only are you a leader, not only do you care about politics and social justice, but you're not afraid to get your hands dirty, as evidenced by the fact you helped our city out with the city cleanup. So you guys are all fantastic. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Samantha. I'm here on behalf of Assemblywoman Melissa Melendez. And I always say that I hate following John because he's so funny, but today I had to follow John and Scott, so that's just not fair. So give me a little break. I just want to say congratulations to all of the students, and I'm really honored to be in a room with this many young women, so strong and just, devoted to improving the lives of others. And just as a young woman myself, I am so honored to have heard your story and to hear what you're doing, and I really look forward to hearing what you're gonna do. Come back to Murrieta, bless our city with your greatness, and congratulations. And don't forget, what the determination and everything that it took to get to where you are, and most importantly, don't forget the people that helped you along as well.
Good morning. Okay, so I did write notes and I'm going to use them, so. But I'd like to say greetings to everyone, and on behalf of our superintendent of our county of Riverside, Dr. White, my name is Jacqueline Slavin, and I'm here to present this award. But as I watched and listened to the young ladies this morning, I realized this is March and it's Women's Month. And so all of our recipients being women, young ladies that are going to go off and just strike new pathways and accomplish some great things, I stood in awe. And I'm very proud of you. And I'm nervous. So I want to say to the young ladies, take all of this in. This is an auspicious occasion. It truly is. And these are times and opportunities that you'll never get back. Time is one of the things we'll never be able to replace. You can go off and do all kinds of things in the world, but remember, time is the thing that you can never replace, okay? So make the most of that time. Eleanor Roosevelt says that women are like tea bags. You never know how strong they are until you put them in hot water. So just remember what you said today, and think about what your peers said today, and all of these people that stood up here and said about you, because that truly is who you are. And you'll always be, you'll have the opportunity to be greater than what even you think you are. You just have to believe that you can do it, okay? So as Oprah Winfrey says, think like a queen, and don't be afraid to fail, because failure is your opportunity to greatness. And with that being said, from the Office of Riverside County Superintendent of Schools, in recognition of your diligent efforts, the Riverside County Superintendent of Schools, that's Dr. Judy White, does hereby recognize and praise your hard work and commitment to education. Congratulations, ladies.
Well, good morning again to everyone here. My name's Kenneth Dixon. It's been my privilege to serve on the school board for a long time now, nearly 20 years. I'm representing Pat Kelly, our superintendent, of course. My colleague, the newest one on our school board, Linda Lund back there, and other members of the board this morning, and our amazing staff within our school district. But I also quickly need to go to, this is my favorite community organization, and it's because of the representation of our partners in bringing on this next generation. The faith community, the schools that aren't part of our school district technically, but we're on the same team. And mornings like this just are uplifting because you can see some of the impact. This is the easiest organization for me to support because I have a family connection back as far as 1995 and 1996 when my own youngsters were honored by this group. It's a credit to the community. It's a credit to Sally and her family. And there are just a lot of folks that bring us to a time like this. Okay, I'm a product of Kansas upbringing, and something that's not unique to them, but something that maybe applies just a little bit. It's the old turtle on the top of a fence post. If you can wrap your mind around that, basically the message is, you don't know how that turtle got on top of the fence post, but you know it didn't get there by itself. What does that say? There are a lot of people that bring us to an event like this. And I have some notes here to try and be brief, but it's hard with all the wonderful things we've been inspired by. Another Kansas, actually it's the motto of the state of Kansas, ad astra per aspera, it's Latin, to the stars through difficulties. We hear about that. We hear about overcoming that. Not necessarily by ourselves, although there's just been amazing stories of how students have responded. So keep that in mind too. Very difficult acts to follow. I wrote down here, roots and wings, parents. Roots are hard. You've been building roots. Wings is the hard part too, when they go off to live their lives with the influence that you've had and the support that you've given them, the community has given them, and of course, their God has given them. So, students, congratulations. I loved hearing about the compassion that you've shown, the maturity. I wrote down the word others. Others. It's come through here. So anyway, just last thought, and that is many blessings experienced here. My faith inspires me. Blessed to be a blessing. Students, in particular today, but all of the support group. Thank you for your blessings so that these youngsters into the future will be a blessing to others, the way you've raised them, the experiences they've gone through. So again, congratulations on behalf of a very grateful school district community, because it's more than just our schools here. And that's why it's so extraordinary to be able to be a little part of something like this. Again, going back a lot of years, but thank you for the inspiration you give us all.
Good morning. My name is Brenda Denstead, and I'm here today on behalf of our Congressman Ken Calvert, who wants to offer his sincere congratulations on all of your accomplishments and your outstanding efforts throughout your entire educational career. As a parent of a graduating senior myself this year, I draw from a couple of unique things that have happened this year. Tragedy struck my family. I am also the mother of the daughter who passed away at NAU this last year from a rare form of bacterial meningitis. And I can tell you a few things from this experience. Age has absolutely no bearing on the impact that you can have on others. Zero. It is also a very special thing that I'm going to call attention to this morning because I personally know the recipient this month from Murrieta Valley High School, who stood by my youngest daughter, Jamie, after she lost her sister. And she wore those stupid tennis shoes with that homecoming dress as she took a picture next to my daughter as they made sure that Jamie would be able to go forward for her senior year experience and try to enjoy herself as her sister would have wanted. And I want to tell you that there is definitely a difference between sympathy and empathy. And this young lady embraced empathy. Don't ever lose that. The ability to be able to feel and experience and share with others is a unique thing, and it's a gift. And it gives you the compassion to be able to live your lives and treat others with kindness and caring and love. I love you for everything that you did this year. I wish you all the very best on your adventure. Parents, love your children. Embrace them. Call them often. They will ask you for money. Students, remember that you always have your parents to fall back on, no matter what happens in your life. Adversity will come at some point. And the parents are the strongholds. They always have your best interest at heart, no matter how much you think their advice sucks. But they do have your best interest at heart. And it is not the adversity, it's how you rise from it that defines you. God bless each and every one of you on your journey. Congratulations.
Well, we are almost there. So I hope you enjoyed our program this morning. Students, you have backpacks waiting for you, and there are chairs outside. We are going to sit out there and have a whole bunch of pictures. So we need our families, our sponsors, our staff members, and so at the conclusion of the program, we'll meet out front for pictures. And then Sally, of course, who couldn't be here this morning, and we keep her and her family in our prayers, likes to close our program with Minute with Maxwell. And this morning, our word is belief. And I think that's very, oops, I want to stop it. Stop. Anyways, so, and I think all of our young ladies, go girl power, really exemplify belief this morning, belief in God, belief in themselves, and belief in others. And they have hope and promise, and they focus on others, and I know that they're going to make a difference in the world. So now we will do Minute with Maxwell. All right, here we go.
Today's word is belief on Minute with Maxwell. Hi, my name is John Maxwell, and Sherry Wazit from Wazoo, Wisconsin, who's a life coach, gave me that word. That's a huge word, Sherry, belief. Belief in your vision, belief in who you are, belief in your mission, what you're doing, belief in the people that are around you. Here's what I know, Sherry. I think you know this. I think most of our Minute with Maxwell people know this, but let me just underline it. Belief's a very good word because belief offers hope. You show me a person that believes in themselves, and I will show you a person that has hope for the future. You show me somebody who believes in their team, and I'll show you somebody that's excited about the future of the team. If you show me somebody who believes in their vision, I'll show you somebody that is probably already on the way of pursuing, finding, and putting within their grasp that vision they have. Jesus one time said it's impossible to do anything without belief. I think that's true. I believe belief is the foundation for all positive, possible things to happen to your life. I wish it for you, and if I could, I would let you borrow some of my belief.
Congratulations to all of our students, families, and thank you to all of our sponsors. This brings an end to our program, and we will meet out front for pictures. Have a great day.